New era of being given back to my friends at Beckos, a Wolves goodie bag. £20 concession voucher from Martin's Chartwells, a Worcester Wolves anniversary t-shirt, New era cap, club scarf, Christmas bauble, an Arsenal t-shirt and more. The prize spot is now worth
Good afternoon and welcome to the University of Worcester Arena. Women's Premier League basketball wheelchair action for you this afternoon. The hometown Worcester Wolves taking on the visiting East London Phoenix. This league has really gone from strength to strength this season, and Worcester, the home team this afternoon, looking to take their first win of the season in this 4-team competition, currently propping up the bottom of the league. It's a 3-0 record for them. East London have won 2 of their 3 games played, so it's a 2-1 record for them coming in today. But Worcester, first couple of games on the back of big double-digit losses, but only last weekend it was 9 points between these two teams. Worcester just narrowly losing that one down the stretch. So Coach Simon Fisher really with everything to do this afternoon. But I'm joined by Mr. Rhys Williams. Good to be with you again, Rhys.
Absolutely.
And I guess the psychology is something you're coming into this game. This is what it's doing for wheelchair basketball. Of course, it's a fantastic advert for the sport at the professional elite level. But 3 losses are 3 losses, and Coach Simon Fisher's got some work to do today. What do you think his thoughts are coming into this?
Well, you can only go up from 3 losses. The only way is up. The only way is up, and you've always got to find the strengths of those losses and just keep building with the team, because as we keep saying, the progression, the first ever women's professional league in the world. We're still raw in development of these teams, and we're just really finding the potential of these players and trying to find their strengths and where the strongest teams are, the strongest rotations, and working those out for Coach Fisher. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they can improve today and where the team can go from here. 4 games, can they make it their first win of the season? I'm looking to find out whether they can.
And there's volume scorers on each team, of course, because you look at Sarah Hope and Jade Lachlan for Wolves, certainly combined between them for 30 of those, 42 points last time out against this team.
Yep.
And by the same token, you've got Conroy for the Phoenix, dropping in 20 points of their 53. So they're going to look to those players, who are high-rated players as well, for some volume buckets this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Hope, Lachlan, and Lachlan averaging 12 points this season so far, and 7.5 rebounds a game. In the 3 games. It really high volume shooting, as you mentioned, especially on the Phoenix team. Amy Conroy, an amazing 28.5 average on the season in terms of points. So she's lighting the league on fire and definitely leading the team to great things as they sit second in the league with 2 wins.
And obviously,
1 loss.
We're saying this league, first year for this league, 4 teams. I know the ambition, I think, is to double that at the next stage, but the level of competition is just so high.
Yes. I mean, you've got to aspire for the stars, and that's certainly what these 4 teams are going to be the foundation of what potentially could be the future of British basketball. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, wheelchair basketball, as we know, for those of you who may be new to the sport, we always talk about in the running game the fact that for a lot of contact for a non-contact sport, and maybe if you're new to the sport this afternoon, you're going to see something which is fast-flowing. It is exceptionally physical. These players have, as a nature of the wheelchair game, is to really attack the space and use the chair. And of course, with the rating system, which goes from 1 to 5, so the coaches have another job to do, don't they, Rhys? Because they can only have your players rated 1 for 5, depending on the level of impairment that they carry, and with 5 being the lowest, if you like. And they can only play 14.5 on the court at any one time. So actually, that rotation, you kind of got to be a bit of a mathematician as well.
Yeah, you've got not only do you have to work out who your strongest scorers, the volume scorers. I mean, ideally you want to have, when obviously, as you mentioned, in the running game, you can have your highest scorers, your highest averaging, whereas maybe Coach Fisher and Coach Hanson Morris are both going to be thinking, yes, I've got Amy Conroy, Bethany Wheeler, or as we mentioned, Sarah Hope or Jade Lachlan, but can you really afford to have both of those on the court at the same time, with maybe making those bits a bit weaker. So you've got to find your greatest balance in those, and I think that's the fine art of coaching a team like this, is finding that balance, and that's how you get to the professional level.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out. You know, it's not a question if you can throw on all the bigs. So there really, as you say, it is about that balance. And you mentioned Sarah Hope there. You know, there's someone. She's the captain of the Wolves team. She's been there. She's done it. You know, she's done the Paralympics. She's done every level. She's an amazing leader for this team. Absolutely,
and she's a role model for a lot of people looking to get into the sport, and people that are potentially, you know, thinking that maybe they're. You know, that's the thing with wheelchair basketball. People might see and get put down for their disabilities, whereas this makes the most of it and absolutely allows you to aspire to do what you want to do, even though you have a disability in it. And that's the phenomenal thing about this team, and role models like Sarah Hope. I mean, there's a podcast out that she talks about her disability and also her, not only her physical disabilities, but also her mental disabilities and the fact that she has autism. And I was really taken aback about that, because, you know, as someone that's been around friends and family members with autism, I was like, okay, this is really, it's good for people to talk about that in the public eye. You know, Paralympian people with so much accolades talking about their mental health and their physical disabilities. So, to have someone like Sarah Hope on the Wolves team is a phenomenal role model for anybody watching.
Well, it's all to one side now, and it's all about the sport here this afternoon. A quick rundown, the teams. It's going to be Yeardham, Bell, Lachlan, Hope, both Lachlins actually starting, and we said Sarah Hope starting this afternoon for Wolves, with Ray Fraser, English, Dowdeswell and Atherley coming off the bench. And Alice Conroy, Levy, Wheeler, McAfee and Braithwaite starting this afternoon for East London Phoenix, and Brown, Conroy and Terrell coming off the bench. And I think that Coach Fisher, he's putting his firepower out there early. Hope starting, you'd expect Wolves to want to get going early. I know in the Loughborough game up here, start of the season, they struggled in the first quarter of that game.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get off to a good start in any sport, and I think that if you're looking to get your first win, to get that momentum rolling, you need to be quick off the blocks. You know, you need to get that first step, get that first basket. And I think that's what Coach Fisher's going to look to improve upon is potentially getting in front instead of being behind constantly. And I think that's going to be one of the things that they're going to look to improve on today. I'm so used to calling evening games. It's midday.
So it's lunchtime. You've still got the crumbs of your sandwiches all down your throat.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. One of the things that Worcester struggled with a little bit in those early games was defending that transition play, that breakout, fast break, finding that tough to deal with. And I'm sure Coach Fisher would have been working on that in practice with his players.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the fast break basket and trying to cause those turnovers, but not only that, preventing turnovers as well. In the last meeting between these two teams, 20 team turnovers from this Wolves team, and on the other side, 7 steals for the Phoenix. So it's one of those things that also you've got to improve upon, trying to not get those, trying to not allow those turnovers. 20 turnovers can cause a lot of second chance and fast break baskets. So, those sorts of scenarios put the team in a bad position, and without those turnovers, may have had a closer game than 9 points, and may have been a win for the Wolves last time out.
Phoenix have really developed a reputation for stout defence in this league so far this year. There's not a lot of leakage going on down there, and again, Worcester was struggling a little bit with some of those games that were leaking to get that outside look. It was, and that was kind of their downfall. But as we say, they come from 2 double-digit losses to 9 points in the last game, and it's about that maintaining that momentum, isn't it? Particularly as now they face Phoenix, who they narrowly lost to by 9.
Yeah, I mean, they've got it all fresh in their minds. They're all ready. They've come off that loss, and they're like, okay, we'll pick apart at where we didn't go so well, and then we'll improve for the next game and look back at footage, work on what they didn't do so well. Maybe, as I mentioned, prevent those turnovers. Maybe working on getting those steals. They only managed 1 steal in that entire game, so work on getting in the lanes, pressure in the offense, and making sure that they can get those steals for the, as you mentioned, the fast breaks, the buckets, the easy buckets, the open layups. Yeah. And I mean, as you look at their percentages, last game, 45% of field goal percentage. Not too bad in terms of shooting. They just got to take more shots, take better percentage shots, and they might have a chance today of taking the win.
Well, I think it's that early and bright start from Worcester that's going to be needed. I think from Phoenix's point of view, it's probably more of the same. Michael Hanson-Morris and, of course, Coach Simon Fisher, two very experienced coaches at this level, and they know what they've got to do in the huddles now. Teams are going to take to the floor. The referees are certainly ready to go, and that's the final mental preparation before the game. Always a lot of nerves. There's a crowd in here today as well, and Worcester really want to put on a show on their home floor, but Phoenix are here to spoil the party for certain. And it'll be hope for Worcester, who takes the tip. And here come East London, Phoenix. Long road trip for them, and we've had a bit of flooding up here over the last few days. It's been well publicised, so I did have the submarine on standby, but fortunately I was able to come
Absolutely.
On 4 wheels this afternoon.
I made it on 2 legs. I was able to walk here. I don't have a mode of transport and I didn't have to run at all. So
that's good. So welcome to Worcester on sea. So
not much
final handshake's done. Charlotte Thornton-White and Sarah Hope are going to jump this one up for us, get us underway for the tip. Referees are giving the thumbs up, and we are almost ready to go. Women's Premier League of wheelchair basketball, and it's London who take the opening tip. Straight away, Thornton-White dropping down low, one in off the window.
And you see the positioning there from Wheeler, straight from the tip, stopping Hope from getting back on defense, getting that inside, and was able to get in the right position for the shot.
Great opening. Thornton-White dropped herself right under the bucket, straight on if that ball was going in. So opening 2 points for Phoenix. Worcester turning the ball over early doors. You said, didn't you, about sloppy handling?
Those turnovers can be tricky, especially if you rack up a lot in the game, and that's a high court possession there.
Side to Levy, half the window doesn't go. Laughlin's there. Let's grab the rebound. Good outlet. It's all about speed now. On the break. Annabelle has got home to the ball. So looking around the screen, 3 on the shot clock. Got to get a shot away here. Back iron.
Phoenix did really well to kind of huddle inside there and not allow for an easy basket.
Tough defense. Branthwaite puts up that high arcing 2, doesn't go.
Bit of back iron there.
Fraser. Foul is called.
8 seconds, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be the Wolves ball. Phoenix ball, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, 8 seconds. The defense there from the Phoenix were not allowing the Wolves over the half-court line.
Branthwaite at the top. Phoenix just running around the perimeter. Wolves doing quite a good job of keeping them out.
Great pass and move.
Oh, it's stolen away. Loughlin. High off the glass for 2. Worcester have their opening points of the game.
And it's Jade Loughlin once again with the first points for the Worcester Wolves, one of the highest scoring members of this team so far this season.
Well, good pass inside, just too much on it. And pushing foul called. So that's the first call of the game. Was that on Fraser? So attempt no good. Laughlin's there for the rebound. Yeah, good move. You've got to. Braithwaite just gets a finger to it, so it's out of bounds. Worcester ball. 7:49 to play. First quarter. 18 on the shot clock off this inbounds ball. Sarah Hope had to really reach for that one. Oh, great movement from Hope. Almost there to collect it, but she did really well.
As you mentioned, yeah, great to get under the basket there. And I think that's very, veteran instincts. Very, great mind of the game.
Good IQ for Hope. Hope. She has the reach. One of the taller players on this team. Very tough to defend. As we say, 18 for her in the last meeting between these two teams. 2 apiece here with 7:32 to play. 1 foul on the board, and that was against Ray. I thought Fraser.
Yes, I think yeah.
It was called on, but Fran Ray's picked up her first. Took a while for that to go up, actually.
And foul on number 13, Beth Wheeler there to take Hope to the line.
So Hope can't connect with the first of those. Sarah Hope. The second one just rolls over the top. Phoenix come up with the ball. Charlotte Thornton-White pulls up, great agility at the elbow. Goes off to Levy. Levy at the top. Thornton-White again puts it up high, misses everything with that one. Too much on it. And good defense from Wolves. They harried her all the way. Forced the error and the turnover, and Wolves have it. So Sarah Hope, the captain for Worcester. This time cleanly over the timeline. The lane opened up in front of her there.
Looking for a manoeuvre inside.
Good work to find the space with Sarah Hope. Just rims out. Can't finish. Great defensive work from Hope.
Locking Wheeler in her place.
Levy at the top, so go inside. Rims out, just nothing dropping at the moment.
Great defense from Fraser there.
Locked up at 2 apiece. Laughlin. It was a good idea, but I think Fran Ray just didn't quite have the afterburners for it. So 6:17 to play. Very evenly matched, these two sides so far. Pound for pound, really. Braithwaite at the top, Thornton-White. There's the bank off the window for Braithwaite. 2-point game, East London Phoenix. Live with us here, if you've just joined us on the British Wheelchair Basketball YouTube channel for this Women's Premier League game. Worcester hunting out their first win. The second meeting between these two teams. Worcester losing that one by 9, but now they're behind by 4.
And it's this pressure trying to get out. They're causing turnovers. As we just saw in that earlier possession, they had to try and throw it out to avoid the 8-second call.
Hope there was battered away. Sarah Hope there just to tidy up. Lobs it up to Laughlin. A snatch shot from her doesn't go. Thornton-White just gets a hand to it. Freya Levy. Wallet drops down to the corner. Laughlin's there with the cover. They go out to Wheeler. Good seal off from Hope. Can't defend it. Oh, it was a beautiful shot from distance. Long range 2. Phoenix out to a 6-point lead. And Coach Fisher, he wants to talk things over.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a fantastic shot from range there. I mean, this is a league where you don't exactly see too many long distance shots. It's probably easier to help with the momentum of the chairs to go in for layups and try for those mid-range shots. But that was closer to a 3-point attempt than anything else. So I mean, Coach Fisher is going to probably look to stop those turnovers. We've seen quite a few already so far in this game. We've seen 4 and those have been just from the pressure that the Phoenix have been applying to the Wolves on the inbound after they've maybe conceded a point. So I feel like they're going to have to try and figure out ways to get over that 8-second mark, over half court, so they're not throwing passes over and obviously not making their not hitting the target. And
you made the point, didn't you? Handling and turnovers, 4 of those Phoenix points from turnovers. So they're going to be really happy with that right now.
They're making the most of those turnovers.
Absolutely.
And they're causing the turnovers, and they're not doing it for no reason. They are making sure that there's turnovers, and they're making the most of it.
Good job in transition.
Absolutely, using that momentum as only they can at the moment.
So it's a 6-point game, and if you're Simon Fisher, what are you drawing up on that board?
Just trying to make space, trying to shift off these pesky Phoenix players, because they've been pests and they're really good in their positioning, and they've been absolutely brilliant with their transition, and you've just got to find a way to counteract that.
They're trying to battle their way through. The long range shot doesn't go. Phoenix come up with it. Levy goes down to Thornton White, goes inside, great move. Leave her wide open. Beth Wheeler, she's going to knock those down day and night, and all of a sudden Wolves out to an 8-point deficit, or facing an 8-point deficit I should say, with 3:59 to play in the first quarter. Sarah Hope off the window, just steady the ship. Captain.
Her first point of the game.
It's great. Ball to McAfee. Yeah, well, goes to Levy. 14 on the shot clock. Levy, long cross-court pass. Too much on it, and that is going to be a Wolves ball. So, Worcester get their stop. 6 points the deficit.
Probably not the best choice in pass there, the kind of really no control in those sorts of passes there, the kind of hooking over, arcing pass.
I think with 12 on the shot clock particularly, you've got time to run the perimeter a little bit, perhaps. But Fran Ray is fouled. Was called for the foul.
Yeah, offensive foul there.
Yeah. So Phoenix, once again, Charlotte Thornton White.
Kind of triple teaming there,
Yep.
Sarah Hope, and Sarah Hope not being able to be let into this defense as we, wow.
Dumps it off inside.
Not allowing the tallest Wolves player to get into the defense there, really allowed for Wheeler to get the basket.
Great dump off to McAfee to find those 2 points. Here come Worcester again. Lachlan. Hope trying to go around the ball screen. Great work from Worcester that time. It's a well-worked move. It's a 3-shot ball game. 2:46 in the first. Charlotte Thornton White. And she is super athletic in that position.
Her manoeuvring inside and with the ball and without the ball even, trying to move into positions to maybe take the ball and try and get into a scoring position. Her play so far has been really, quite deadly.
So Caffey with 4 leading scores again. They've dumped that ball inside. Worcester caught napping twice.
That's Wheeler's 8th point of the game.
Jade Lachlan, Levy. Defense. Oh, it's great work. Kayla Bell sinks that long distance too. There comes Phoenix again. Charlotte Thornton White once again. She's making a real nuisance of herself down there. Wheeler at the top. Oh, what a great shot from her. Good finish.
She's got the hot hand at the moment.
Absolutely.
It seems like she can't miss. 100% field goal percentage, 5 for 5, 10 points on the board.
Jade Loughlin is clattered this time. Amber Loughlin can't finish, collects her own rebound. Second attempt doesn't go. Thornton White's there to pick it up. Here comes Alice McAfee. Levy. Bell did a good job to disrupt it. And Charlotte Thornton White's there to go to McAfee inside. This time too much, too strong off the glass. Jade Loughlin has it for Worcester. Charlotte Thornton White's there. Oh, that was great positioning by Hope, but giving it away.
A blind throw behind there. Turnover.
Amber Loughlin is fouled on the shot, so she's going to go to the line. And you saw the experience of Sarah Hope there. She read that play really early, got herself into an awful lot of space. But for the pass, probably 2 points that they've just dropped there, but it's a sign of that experience.
Exactly, you know, and that's the sort of thing that you'll be looking for, you know, looking to get those players open. You know, you can't rely on just her to get those points as well. You're trying to get her teammates involved.
So Amber Loughlin struggling from the line. 8 points the difference now.
And, I mean, it is hard when you're seated from that distance from the free throw line. So, you know, can't be watching this and saying it looks easy when I know I couldn't do it at all.
44.7 to play in the first quarter. Goodness me!
Oh, what an attempt there! Fantastic 3-point attempt.
Almost connected from deep, but foul on the floor. The referee called. Well, he looked like he called the foul on the floor, but he hadn't. So 6 seconds differential between shot and game clock. Amber Loughlin. Hope. She's in motion right now. She's going hard to the basket, off the backboard, doesn't go. Looking to lay it in.
Looking to get that final possession, that
Phoenix
final
again.
shot.
It's Wheeler. Cross court, and Charlotte Thornton White can't hold on to it. Pushing foul.
Oh.
Jade Loughlin, first foul of the game for her. Rules on 4, 3.5 seconds. And Phoenix called a timeout.
Yeah, I mean they're probably just going to keep reassuring the you know, obviously they're letting a few more points in, but there's still that 8-point lead that they've got, so that, you know, all they've got to do is keep on that momentum, keep themselves running and running on. You know, the momentum, you can't stop that at the moment. And the Wolves are finding it very difficult to, you know, whether that's getting in defensive positions because of the plays that Coach Hanson Morris is drawing up for them on offense, and trying to section out key players so that they're the potential mismatches within the paint for easy baskets for the Phoenix. And I mean, the Wolves are going to use this timeout to try and figure out some defensive rotations to try and make sure that they can, you know, constantly try to stop this onslaught from the Phoenix, not only inside, but we've seen those distant attempts, that 3-point attempt, and that really distant 2 attempt as well. So
and Phoenix doing a great job inside. I mean, they're drawing that defense out, and they're playing that. It's that consistent play of dumping the ball inside.
They're playing like the masters of the game.
Yeah. Wheeler inside is just positioning. We'll see now if this inbounds. A sub in here for Phoenix. Long Ray doesn't go. Charlotte Thornton White was there to collect the rebound, but that 3.5 seconds didn't produce anything. So end of the first quarter here in Worcester. It is East London Phoenix 16, Worcester Wolves 8. Reece, what's your wrap up on that first quarter?
Well, yeah, as we mentioned,
pick the bones out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we kind of got to from both sides here, you know, it's a tale of two different quarters. The Worcester Wolves are really struggling to not only get over the half-court line, you know, with the pressure on the full-court press from the Phoenix. You know, you get those positions, locking the chairs within each other, and I think that's really good instincts from these Phoenix players, and it's something that you've got to try and get round. If you're a Wolves player, you've got to try and make sure that you're making more erratic movements. You know, kind of.
They're doing a great job of sealing off. I think that's one of the key things. So they're impeding a lot of the movement, perhaps better than Worcester are at the moment. But then you've got Sarah Hope, who's got such vision. She seems to be able to observe the entire court from wherever she is.
Yeah.
And she's finding herself in quite a lot of space. Maybe a couple of finishes didn't quite go her way, but you get a sense that, you know, she's going to get hot at some point.
Yeah, I mean, to that point as well. You know, she's arguably one of the better players. You know, one of the most, one of the players with the most scoring, the highest average of scoring in the team. So she's going to be one of the targets for this defense. And there was a possession where she was triple teamed on an offense from the Phoenix. So they obviously see her as a threat. And going forward, I think that she's going to keep targeted as you know, she is one of their biggest outlooks. Yeah. For the attack, and not only the attack, but as you mentioned, she's one of the taller players, so she's got that reach on defense. So she's going to be looking to, you know, the Phoenix are going to look to keep her out the game as much as possible.
Well, the other game this afternoon up there in Loughborough, it is the Loughborough Lightning taking on the Cardiff Archers, and Loughborough sitting at the top of the WPL right now, and they are leading up there 56-30. We'll keep you across the score in that game as we go through, but it's Jade Lachlan to inbound now for Worcester at the start of this second quarter. Worcester trailing here by 8. And Wolves back underway. Aaron has checked into the game for Worcester, and Karen Brown checked in for London. Jade Lachlan gets herself in a great position there, can't finish. Karen Brown's there just to pick it up. Good work from Lachlan just to pick it off though.
Great steal there, great awareness.
Inside to Kyla Bell, high off the glass, doesn't go. Better start from Worcester. Worcester getting back, and we see again Sarah Hope there, you know, just keeping her eyes all over the place. That was a great pass inside, but too much on it. Good defence from Worcester. Better start.
Very much so. Very quick off the step, and that awareness to get that steal on the offense. You know, it's definitely something to improve upon, and it's a better start, as you say.
Jade Lachlan wide open. Can't get it to go though. Just not dropping for them. So that's 4 points begging really for Worcester from two decent offenses. Charlotte Thornton White drives hard to the hole, finds two. And Phoenix just inching forward. 10-point game.
Great screen inside there to allow the score.
Jade Lachlan. And what's the ball? So Wolves picking up. Doing a job there to try and isolate Beth Wheeler. It is Wheeler on the ball, trying to find a way out. That's quite a strong pass to Levy at the top. A little less on that. She may have had a good look at the basket. Thornton White now for the Phoenix. Thornton White just short off the ironwork. Sarah Hope has it. She's bundling her way. Great outlet pass. High off the window. Again, this time doesn't go. Worcester struggling to make anything go at the other end.
Transition basket not quite working on a couple of attempts here for the Wolves, which is something they're definitely going to have to try and improve on.
Thornton White inside. And 3-second violation is called. It's Karen Brown. First one of the game. So here comes Wolves captain Sarah Hope, GB Paralympian. Been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Long cross-court pass to find Jade Lachlan again. Doesn't go. Wheeler's there to collect it off the ironwork. Wheeler just manages to get out of the tangle with Jade Loughlin. This time it doesn't go, but Thornton White's there. 4 on the clock. We're going to have to get a shot away here, Phoenix, or it's going to be a shot clock violation. Good defence from Wolves. Better down low from Wolves that time.
Very, very good pressure there on Thornton White, you know, not allowing her to get the shot off, making her pass it out. And yeah, fantastic.
That effective double team in the corner.
It's what you need more of, not allowing them to score and applying that pressure instead of allowing them the easy baskets.
That inside lob to Wheeler. It was Brown there. There you go. There's the long range 2.
Very, very, very nice shot there from Loughlin.
8-point game. Worcester need a stop though. No good trading buckets when you're 8 points behind. Thornton White dumps it off inside to Levy. Good finish. 10 points. Phoenix just spreading their wings, keeping their noses in front in this game. Loughlin. Hope just rims out. She looks really frustrated. That's the 3rd shot that just hasn't dropped. Thornton White again, good isolation play, thumping defence from Loughlin. She's doing amazing work. Long cross-court pass. This time they find Thornton White. Can't finish. Sarah Hope has it. So here come Worcester again. 5:44 to play. 10-point ball game. Sarah Hope and great defence from Karen Brown, just trying to force that backcourt. But they go down to Loughlin. Loughlin now, she's looking to find some space. Can't find her way around Levy. Then comes the cavalry. She likes that long range 2 from either side. Brown now, Thornton White collects it, lays it in off the window. Good play. Worcester struggling to contain it now, so Simon Fisher needs to sit down and have a chat. It's a 12-point ball game.
Yeah,
26 from the field, plays 45%.
Wow. I mean, what a game so far. You know, it's definitely been one of those games for the Phoenix where they've kind of just made it look easy. You know, the pressure that they've been applying, and you know the amount of so the defensive pressure, but not only that, the positioning to help scorers on the offensive end as well. You know, Karen Brown, absolutely fantastic play. You know, she's constantly working with the scorers, whether it's the plays, you know, to try and offset the defenders that are trying to get to the scorers, which are then allowing for other passes. So I feel like it's those little bits from this Phoenix team. It's all adding up in the end, and I think that the Wolves maybe they look towards trying to do that as well, and trying to not only get Loughlin and Hope scoring in the game, but they need to look for more outlets, get for more easy layups. Maybe start converting some of these more open layups that they have unfortunately been missing. So maybe a little frustration in this quarter so far, but they've got to try and reset, shake it off, and reset. But
I think maybe Coach Fisher is looking at those stats and thinking you've got to do a job on Beth Wheeler here. She's already into double digits. 5 minutes from half time.
I mean, yes, she got into
10 personal for her so far.
Yeah, 10 points on her. That was just in the first quarter. I think she's been a bit silent in this one, but she's been there passing the ball around, and definitely one of the biggest factors for this 12-point lead.
And that's the Wheeler Hope show down in the corner, but foul is called. Holding foul is the call from the referee. So on the floor, that's going to be end line ball for Worcester. So give it into Hope, using every inch. It's no good. Brown is there to collect the rebound. Thornton White Takes it into the front court, and Brown, she is doing really well. She's got herself into make. There's a space there. Sets the screen, and Thornton White is there just to launch it over the top for another 2, and Phoenix out to a 14-point lead here. It's a good afternoon so far for the East London team. Jade Loughlin drives hard inside, doesn't go. Charlotte Thornton White seems to be all over the court. It's like there's more than one of her in this game. She goes right, goes left. Is she going to have a look at the basket? Oh, she thought about it. 8 on the shot clock, inside to Levy. And Levy is going to go to the line. Good move, patient. I thought Thornton White was going to just have a pot at the bucket there, but opted not to. 14 ahead. Levy with a chance now to add 2 more from the stripe. 1 foul apiece in the quarter with 4:03 to play. Subs now as Karen Brown checks out of the game.
The second foul for Ellen Fraser.
Emily Branthwaite checks back in. She's had 2 in that first quarter. So Levy can't connect with the first of those 2. Misses both, so wants to just take a breath. I made up a word.
A breath.
Sounds like a Scottish word. It's a breath.
It's
but I don't know.
Sounds like a new Wordle guess.
Roast breath and potatoes.
Sunday tomorrow, I've got an idea.
Excellent. And you're always good for something.
Yes. Also good for commentary.
Hope. Well, that's it. Fran Ray just gets a pocket picked.
The Wolves offensively might be losing a bit of hope. You know, they're maybe getting a bit frustrated. Yeah.
Freya Levy. They've lost the ball. And now Kayla Bell goes to Loughlin, who repositions. No good. Has it gone loose? No.
It's a couple shots in a row now. Backcourt call. Yeah, a couple shots in a row now from Loughlin that haven't quite gone, that maybe think that she would be on the ball for and maybe finishing, but not quite to be.
So Fran Ray checking out of the game. Kaylee English checking in for Wolves. 3:17 now in the second quarter. So Coach Fisher just changing things up a little bit. Sarah Hope, just nothing dropping for her at the moment. Getting into great positions, getting great looks at the basket. It's just that final mile. So Wheeler, so industrious in that position. Wheeler, what a great finish from her. 16 now the lead.
What a finish, what a shot. That's 12 for Wheeler now in the game.
Fraser to Loughlin. It's a good pass. Fraser's got an open look at the basket. No good.
Good attempt, just quite can't get the basket to fall. It's as if there's a lid on the basket right now for the Wolves.
Worcester only managing to find 2 points in this quarter. Simon Fisher will be disappointed with that.
Very nice technique on the layup there, using the momentum there to bank the ball off the glass for 2.
18 points. Worcester really struggling to establish a run in this game. Loughlin looks at that long range 2 again. This time it rims out. Branthwaite just weaves her way through the defense, puts it up off the glass, doesn't go. Charlotte Thornton White almost there to collect it, and so Levy called for the foul. Levy, first foul of the game. So Brown in. for Wheeler. For Phoenix, 1:36 to play.
Giving Wheeler a little bit of a break before the half is over, probably allowing her to get a bit of a rest so that she can come back in the second half and continue her momentum, because I mean she's the one with a hot hand right now, 12 points in the game.
Yeah. Right, they go cross court. Oh, and everything is going in for Phoenix right now. Accuracy in their shooting is phenomenal.
When it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours. Exactly right.
The Phoenix are definitely pouring on the pressure.
51% from the field for Phoenix. 18 for Wolves. Fraser again can't finish. Gets the rebound. Puts it in off the glass. Fraser finally. Worcester give the scoreboard operator something to do in the second quarter.
I mean, now you just got to keep that momentum. I mean, the rolling clock now means that there's no stopping in this third quarter. Third?
Second quarter.
Second, you said third. And kind of took my mind to the third quarter there. I mean, the Wolves will be looking to the third quarter now. They're going to be looking to maintain momentum through the third quarter.
Well, can Sarah Hope, she goes, dumps it off. It's a Fran Ray who collects the points, and Sarah Hope is looking frustrated despite that going in. But with 17 seconds, timeout called.
Timeout called indeed, and I think that the 17 seconds left. There's definitely a lot of pressure now for the Wolves to continue this momentum. 2 back-to-back baskets, 2 in a row. They're going to definitely want to continue, and it's an upward trajectory. I think that they are slowly, potentially, there's the potential for them to get back into this game.
Well, the other game this afternoon, as we said to you, is, of course, Loughborough Lightning, top of the league. They are a really experienced outfit up there, and they're leading the Cardiff Met Archers 56-30. In fact, at the end of the game up there, 56. 23-26. I beg your pardon, we have the wrong stats. Well done, Reece. You are the man. So where did we get that from then?
Potentially the previous game.
I beg your pardon. You're absolutely quite right. So it is Loughborough leading 26-23 up there. And I can tell you that in that game, it is unsurprisingly Robin Love who's leading the scoring for Loughborough with 12 points. We'll keep you across that. I know what happened. I didn't have my glasses on. The man clicked the wrong box. Well, hang on a minute, that can't possibly be right. Anyway, never mind.
I'm not just a pretty face, George.
No, well, you're not, indeed.
I'm not a pretty face at all.
So 14 it is here in Worcester. And at the end of the second quarter, it is East London Phoenix leading the Worcester Wolves by 30 points to 14. Well, let's pick the bones out of that half. I mean, that really had everything.
It did indeed. And for those that are watching for the first time, a great introduction to the league and what these two teams are bringing to it. You've got everything that you would hope for and want in this game. So, I mean, I think the first person to talk about here is definitely Wheeler. 12 points in this game, 75% from the field. And that's not including two 3-point attempts that have gone missing. She hasn't missed inside of the area at the moment, inside of the D. 6 for 6 2-point attempts. Yeah. Fantastic. Her numbers have been fantastic. Her index, plus and minus, is 18 right now, which phenomenal numbers from her all round. The team has been phenomenal. And I think that only this Phoenix team can just keep building on that and maybe not allow the Wolves to build much momentum as they were starting to do at the end of that second.
Yeah, Wheeler leading them. She's 12 points, as you say. She's in double figures. Worcester really struggling. 4 scorers on the board. Cola Bell taking 4 of those points, as did Lachlan. Sarah Hope getting herself in great position, but really not finishing so far in the game.
Yeah, it's been really tough for them. I'm not sure whether it's the pressure, coming up the court for the Wolves, but for a long time it was like as if there was a lid on the basket. They couldn't quite get anything to bank off the glass, lay-ins or anything like that, and a lot of the mid-range two-point attempts weren't quite going in as well. So, you know, it was really, really tough for this Wolves team to try and get going offensively, and it's just a testament to the Phoenix and how well they have set up offensively, applying that pressure straight off the bat. As soon as they miss, they're straight back over the court and trying to apply pressure for that 8 seconds, and that then only that starts the Wolves at a very low level. So then they have to try and rebuild, and you know the clock is already pretty much down. They've got to try and force shots. So,
but I think the thing with Phoenix kind of playing that zone, they've forced they're forcing Wolves off the perimeter, and Wolves having being forced to shoot over the top of that. Lachlan, forced to take those long range twos, virtually from almost behind the arc, if you like. And they've just done such a great job, and maybe the difference between that and their and Phoenix accuracy in shooting, which we've seen at what is it running at in the game, 51 I think it was. Let's have a quick look, dear viewer. We have 50%, so 50%, 15 out of 30 from the field. Kind of it tells you the story, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, they're both taking the same amount of shots in the game, and the Phoenix almost double the amount of shots. I mean, if not more than double the attempts fallen. So it just shows you how each team is set up defensively, how each team are going about this game. And I mean, you look at the other statistic there. 26 rebounds. They talk about defense wins you games, but also offensive rebounds is also one of the most key aspects in this, and they've been really, really good on offensive boards and getting those defensive boards as well. They're working the ball around. 11 total team assists for the game as well for those Phoenix. 11. They just keep passing the ball around like a prime San Antonio Spurs almost. So absolutely fantastic play all round from this team, and Coach Hanson Morris is definitely going to be very happy with a 16-point lead.
Yeah, and you say the rebound percentage is it is absolutely huge. It's 26, plays 14, so they're doing a great job of taking care of the ball. Maybe a few more turnovers, but actually, when you look at the points in transition, anything that comes off the fast break, I think is always a very telling stat in any game. And Worcester really, really struggling. But equally, off that fast break, Phoenix not really producing. It's just more their industrious style of play, isn't it? It's that consistency of performance, I suppose, that they seem to have. Yeah. Worcester they're like the curate's egg this afternoon a little bit for me. They're kind of good in parts, but just not managing to string that run together.
Yeah, exactly, and they're not capitalising on what has been, not the best offensive display from the Phoenix. I mean, you look at their turnovers, 11 turnovers in the game, and they haven't been able to get any. So 11 turnovers with a potential, 2 points for every turnover, 22 points. They've only got 4 points from the turnovers at the moment, which has been. It's not the greatest display, but they're not taking advantage of those sloppy elements of the Phoenix's game and trying to take advantage of it. And maybe the lead would be, a bit thinner. Maybe within maybe five or 6 points. If they were to be taking advantage of those turnovers.
Yeah, well, it's a game of runs, as we all know, and East London Phoenix in that first half strung together a run of 12 points, which, if you consider that the gap here at the moment is 16, then that is very telling. Worcester really need to find a little bit of consistency as they come into this third quarter and make a bit of a statement on their home floor, I would suggest. Yeah,
I mean, we started the game out with the Phoenix lead, and it's been the Wolves chasing the game ever since. The constant scoring runs that the Phoenix have been on. As you mentioned, the 12-point scoring run. The Wolves have only gone on a 4-point scoring run, and that was the 2 baskets to end the quarter. So that wasn't exactly the best in terms of the displays from the offensive side of the Wolves. And as you said, continuously in that half, it looked like Sarah Hope was a bit frustrated with how potentially, I don't know whether it was a personal performance or whether it was her frustration.
I think it may be the fact nothing was going in.
That was probably
she
true,
had 4 really good looks at the basket, all of which rimmed out. And there are days when everything drops for you, and there are days, it's those fine margins, and the days when it doesn't. And she's not the sort of person to look at her teammates. She's very self-critical, I think, as a character.
Yeah. That's what you have to do to be captain. You have to look at yourself first.
For sure. And maybe the frustration, of course, is leading the team. Naturally, they're looking to her as the natural leader in this team, given all the experience that she's got. But you know what? You can have an off day. Yeah.
Some days, some days it just doesn't work, and I think that we're potentially going for that right now. I mean, if you're looking at field goals for the entire team, Sarah Hope is 1 for 5. But she can't be doing it all herself, so she's looking to her teammates, she's looking to Bell, she's looking to Ray, she's looking to Lachlan. I mean, Lachlan's 2 for 13 on the game so far, the person that's taken the most shots. I mean, she's been the one that's been open, taking all those long-range efforts, the long mid-range shots. And it's again, nothing's been working. I think that the fact that the Phoenix have been setting up so well on the inside is making the Wolves take those long-range, mid-range shots. So I think that the fact that they're doing, their setup is basically the momentum for them to go on. They've already frustrated the Wolves by not being able to hit these mid-range shots, and then the frustrations are leaking into the defense, and they're maybe not thinking as well as they want to be on that defensive end. So
forcing the shot over the defense, as we said with Lachlan, she's having to repeatedly do that. And when your shooting accuracy is not quite hitting it, I don't know what the percentage was, but I know she hit 2 of them. But several at the other end. I think that's the point. You've got that counterpoint. At the other end. And what do you think's happening now in that locker room? They're coming out now, of course. But what do you think the respective coaches have been telling their respective rosters?
Well, I think that Coach Hanson Morris is going to be looking to keep the momentum. Keep Brown being that, as I mentioned, the sort of pest on not only defense but offense, helping those shooters get the open looks, and then when on defense, helping those making sure that those key players on the Wolves end aren't getting into the game as quickly as they want to. As you mentioned, the movement of Sarah Hope is mesmerising at times, how she can weave inside and get in those great positions. But Brown has been really, really good at making sure that she's everywhere on the court, and I think that that's going to be something that they continue to do. And not only that, but Thornton White, who's had a very...
I was just about to say, probably best supporting actress at the Oscars. She really has read this game tremendously well.
She's been absolutely phenomenal in this game so far, and I think that that's just a absolutely fantastic to have on your team. Not only that, but you mentioned the height of Hope, but Thornton White's very tall as well. So you look at trying to having to shoot over her. It's one of the tallest tasks to ask from Lachlan and the rest of the cast. So you look at a player like her. She's having a phenomenal game, and it's going to be tough for this Wolves side. I mean, it's going to be tough to not to pick your heads up coming out of that locker room at half time into the next half. They've got 5 minutes now before the third quarter, and getting coming out a bit earlier to get a few shots up, making sure that they're warming up, making sure that they're making these layups so that they can potentially hit them in an in-game scenario.
Well, as we have a few minutes until we get this third quarter underway, it's always good to mention the sponsors who make sure that we're able to bring you this level of competition. The National Lottery, of course, one of the key sponsors of the WPL, and indeed many other sports, actually, the National Lottery, supporting all kinds of stuff, including the league here this afternoon. Dynamic, of course, Irwin Mitchell and ATPI, and of course Sarah Hope, who herself is her personal sponsor, which is Spirit Executive up here in Worcester. So 4 minutes to go until we get to the third quarter of this ball game. Really, story of that first half was Wolves just not holding on to the basketball, struggling in transition, and conversely Phoenix absolutely laser sharp from every spot on the floor. Huge numbers on shooting accuracy, and that really is going to be the what wins or loses this game, I think, for Wolves coming into this second half. That's going to be a key stat to keep your eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. how you handle the ball is so crucial and integral into this, and I think that it's just something that the Worcester Wolves have not been able to do so much. I mean, their turnover statistic is only 8 so far compared to the 11, but with those 8 turnovers, the Phoenix have still managed to get 6 points, which is 2 more points than the points from turnovers that the Wolves have got. So they just need to make sure that they're keeping an eye on those turnovers, getting those steals, and forcing the turnovers, and making sure that the easy points are there.
So, teams back out on the floor, and all the chat is done in the locker room. It'll be interesting now to see what changes in organisation, both on defence and on offence, Coach Simon Fisher puts in to try and stem the flow of points, if you like, or deal with the drought. But periods of that game, just nothing going in for Wolves. But you said, dramatic. This is it's a drama in 4 acts, isn't it? And so often games won or lost in that third quarter.
Absolutely. We've seen games time and time again that have been played at this arena that a lot of the play comes down to the third quarter. The momentum is set in the third quarter to go constantly, and you look at the fourth quarter. A lot of games can be won in the third quarter, and how integral the third quarter is. The momentum that you can set. Sometimes it's the pressure can pile up, but then that's what the final 10 minutes are for, and that's the time where you start sealing out the game.
Yeah.
It's still all to play for in this third quarter. That it's not an impossible mountain to climb, but saying that, it's going to be a very tall ask.
Well, Wolves, when we look at the last time out, as we said, it was a 9-point game at the end. They managed 10 and 14, so they won the fourth quarter by 3. So in fact, second half they let in 25 in the second, but found a way back in the third. So maybe it's all going to be a question of stamina and getting this job done down the stretch for Worcester. But certainly third quarter, they've got to claw their way back into this game and be competing. Yeah,
I mean, well, if you look at the rotations, there's a far deeper roster that the Wolves are offering right now. They have the ability to change 10 players and constantly switch between them. Whereas the Phoenix are missing, they're behind on 2 players in that rotation. So, it's going to have to be at the moment it's been 7 players on and off, and some of the players, I mean, you Thornton White and Levy as well. They've played 20 minutes in this game and haven't had too much of a break. So it's been all to play for them, and maybe the rotations are going to be the thing that maybe slows the Phoenix down and allows the Wolves to pick up some momentum.
Well, final discussions now being had as we head into this third quarter, and it is going to be crucial for Worcester to find their way back into this game in this third quarter, and East London Phoenix will be feeling pretty confident. They've had a great first half, great shooting percentages, good work right across the roster, and they are looking confident as they come back out to start the quarter. So Kat Yeren is going to start in this third quarter for Worcester, but it'll be Branthwaite gets us underway. And it is game on once again here at the University of Worcester Arena. WPL action straight away. Lachlan getting in the way. Thornton White 3-second violation is called. So turnover. Sarah Hope just inhaling the defence there, really.
Pacing down the court.
Tyler Bell Finds a way around, and shot clock, good defence.
Indeed, kind of swarming the entirety of that Wolves offence there, smothering it like a fire blanket.
Yep. So here come the Phoenix again. Wheeler in good space over there. Bell's there to try and deal with it. Wheeler just gets herself out of that tangle. Shot doesn't go. Hope is there to collect the rebound. Bell gets it to Lachlan just in time in the front court. Good dish to Hope. Hope puts it in this time. Sarah Hope finds the points. Is that the start of a run for Worcester?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, maybe this is what she needs to help that frustration that was in the first half.
Thornton White, and foul is called. There was a contact there. That's going to be, I think that was against Lachlan.
Yeah, second foul of the game.
Yeah. Early doors. Coach Fisher directing the traffic from the sidelines. Thornton White. That was a good dump inside. Good work.
And phenomenal to finish at such a low angle, you know, right under the basket.
Yeah.
It's quite tough to lean back and push it through, but fantastic finish there on that offensive play.
Freya Levy, 4 in the game. Second score of the game for her.
Phoenix swarming the paint there. 4 players ready for that offensive push.
Charlotte Thornton White. This time doesn't go. This time Thornton White was there, but again, Sarah Hope doing what she does best. Levy goes cross court, but yeah, it's picked up. Hope has it. And all alone and off the glass. Amber Lachlan finds the points for Worcester. So good in transition, better from Wolves.
Yeah, better to as we said in the second at the break, looking to make sure that you take advantage of those turnovers. Great in transition there from Lachlan.
Brathwaite in the corner, puts up the long range 2. Very tough shot deep in the shot clock. Lachlan is there to pick it up. Here come Wolves again now. Lachlan just strings away through the defence. Foul is called. So that is on Brathwaite. Picks up her first foul of the game, first foul of the quarter for Phoenix. So Jade Lachlan. Lachlan goes inside. Yaron just can't get around quick enough. Foul is called again. Is that going to be on Yaron? I think it is. End line ball. So actually that was called on Alice Conroy. Levy. She was just nerfed in the contact there, but here comes Sarah Hope. Pulls up. Finds a space. Puts it up. Too short on that shot. Front iron.
She kind of left on her own there as Lachlan was tied up in the defensive half of the court.
Thornton White, good work from Yaron there just to hold her up at the timeline. Thornton White now drives inside. Yeah, that's going to be a foul for sure. Pushing foul. So Brathwaite, 2 fouls in quick succession for her. So Bell to inbound, and Sarah Hope, good pass. Jade Lachlan, dumps it off inside. It was just too much on that. And Bell got herself in a really good position, but they couldn't capitalise.
And that hustle on the defence to get back there from Bell.
Well, the whistle has gone. So, Amber Lachlan, second foul of the game for her. So, subs in as Fran Ray checks in for Worcester. Meantime, Charlotte Thornton-White on the end line. Inside to Wheeler. Foul, holding foul called again. And so Amber Lachlan with those three. Wolves are in the bonus.
Indeed, it's going to be a tough to try and defend this team now when you're in the bonus so early in the third quarter.
5:43,
well. Yeah,
still to play.
It's a long time if you're trying to avoid fouls there.
And it's a question of what it does to your defence, because you need that defensive intensity, and now it suddenly becomes a risk.
Yeah, you start to see cracks in the walls, and you can't do much about it really. You're kind of helpless almost. So I think that we potentially might see a few more points added onto this Phoenix lead, potentially from the line if they can convert.
Well, Charlotte Thornton-White on the line. So, discussion with the table. 32-18 it is. So Charlotte Thornton-White. Oh, that's been okay. That's given on the floor. So end line possession. And you see there, Thornton-White, you drop back.
Swarming Thornton.
Lob inside, Levy can't finish. Ball is loose, Wolves have it. Sarah Hope, good outlet pass. Ray, yeah, an offensive foul is called. Tough call from the referee. So 5:23 to play, Wolves back to 5-team fouls now, so scoreboard being adjusted in the bonus. So having come out of the bonus, they've coughed it straight back up again. What can you do?
Yeah,
that's the way it goes.
Sometimes you just it's those defensive errors that I mean, taking off 20 seconds of that time that you're in the bonus, but yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. You're going to have to be very, very, very careful now.
So Sarah Hope puts it up, and there you see every ounce of experience that she has. Beautifully worked move and a great finish.
Swiftly moves as the top scorer of the game for the Wolves. 6 points, 3 from 8.
So 12-point game. Make that 14.
Bit of a lucky bounce there, but
somehow 12 doesn't feel like such a mountain. So here comes Zieran back to Hope. So Sarah Hope over the timeline, gets us into the front court. Again, such fluid motion. Oh, it's a great finish. What a beautiful score from Kayla Bell. Great vision from Sarah Hope. She sliced that defense open like a hot knife through butter, and Bell was there just to add the points.
That overhead hook shot, fantastic finish.
So Thornton-White in motion off the glass.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to applaud plays like that. You know, the offense, not only the ball carrier, but also you've got the teammates helping your scorer get open.
Suddenly, there's a pace about Worcester that wasn't there in that first half.
So there's definitely less pressure on the half-court press.
With the screen, they got a Bell at the elbow. She is just fighting her way out, draws the foul. And it's going to be an end-line possession. Worcester just looking brighter. They found a gear. Phoenix slugging it out pound for pound here, and Amber Loughlin check out of the game. And Fraser and Jade Loughlin back in. So Karen Brown back in. She impressed us in that first half. And Branthwaite checks out. Branthwaite picked up a couple of quick fouls. She's on 3. Bell puts up a mid-range 2.
Very, very impressive shot. One of the hardest to guard.
And Worcester just drawing the 7 together. They go inside to it. That was a beautifully worked move, and you sense that Karen Brown's been brought on just to inject a little bit of pace into the defense, just to get back on defense. She's very, very fast.
That energy.
Yeah,
a lot
absolutely.
Of energy. And I think that, I mean, the Phoenix are doing really well to go blow for blow with this Wolves team that do keep scoring, but also this Phoenix team keeping on top of them, keeping on top of the pulse.
Loughlin goes to Ray at the top for the free throw line. Again, well worked move.
Fantastic passing around now, and it's time for Worcester to potentially keep this scoring momentum going, but that defense, you know, you're in the bonus, but you've got to try and get some stops.
Spotting up on D now. Charlotte Thornton-White sealed off in the corner. Goes to Levy. This time Wheeler dumps it off, and foul is going to be called on Sarah Hope. She's reaching over the top. That'll be a pushing foul. So in the bonus, so that puts that's McAfee on the line. Strings the first of those 2.
First free throw to be to sink today. I'm in night mode.
This afternoon.
This morning.
You're like a vampire.
I am. I'm a night. I'm an owl. The reason I'm wearing the cap is to avoid the sun from my eyes.
They come out at night, mostly.
Mostly. Sometimes.
Fraser.
Fantastic manoeuvring here.
Kayla Bell. Bell just held up there, created a bit of space for herself. This time she goes to Ray. Ray doesn't connect. And Charlotte Thornton-White just pulls up high off the glass, doesn't go. Hope is there just to pick it off. A hint of it out of bounds there, but just kept it in bounds.
Let's get over that line.
Sarah Hope, that's going to be 8 seconds. Yeah.
Quite a few of those calls now in this game. It's getting very, very difficult for the Wolves to get over the half-court line.
Full-court defence. So Levy on the inbounds for the Phoenix. 40 plays, 26. Levy puts it in the middle. That's gone loose, and they just got to let that run out of bounds. Picked it up from Loughlin. Smart play. Let the clock go. Kyla Bell from the free throw line. Kyla Bell. Finally. They connect. So just over a minute to play now in the third quarter. Worcester 12 points the deficit.
And they've got to get a stop here.
They need a stop. You cannot trade buckets, but if you leave Levy there, you know what's going to happen.
It's bound to happen when
day
you
and night.
Yeah, absolutely. You give someone like Levy a shot like that, and they're going to sink it 9 times out of 10.
So Loughlin now needs to redress that balance at the other end. Just sets for the shot. Good work. Caught the defense a little bit off balance, really. 32 seconds to play in the quarter. It's a 12-point game. You sense Worcester just finding another gear. They've got to buckle up on defense, though. Sarah Hope is there. Wheeler puts it up. This time can't find the points. Worcester need that board. And there is Lachlan.
Look at this
She
pressure.
has it.
The full
Fantastic
pressure.
defensive pressure. Got to get it over.
And it is.
Done well. That was a nice pass to Jade Lachlan. She's been sealed off by Brown. Goodness me. Wow. Phoenix, great defensive energy, but Worcester just somehow finding their way back here.
Yes, I mean, they're going blow for blow, which is signs of positivity from this Wolves side, but not enough positivity from the defensive side. Like you said, they were in the bonus for 5 minutes of that quarter there. So it's going to be really tough to get back into this. But as long as they keep scoring, their momentum is with them at the moment. They just need to continue scoring and get stops. They need to focus on getting stops now without fouling.
Well, the other game in the league this afternoon, Cardiff Met Archers are hosting top of the table Loughborough Lightning, and it's 41-35. I think there was 2 points in that at half time, and Robin Love has put in a stonking 18-point show in the first 3 quarters. 51 seconds to play in the third quarter over there in Cardiff. But here in Worcester, it is the East London Phoenix on the road today, 42-30. But Worcester in that third quarter, we were saying win or loss in the third. I don't think this is over by a long way yet.
No, as we said, a lot of games can be won and lost in the third quarter. However, there's this last 10 minutes for the Wolves to make their impact, to make their presence known. Still, they're not down and out yet. They're still fighting, as we've seen. Bell hitting those crucial mid-range 2-point attempts. She's on 10 points at the moment. She had a really good showing in that third quarter. She's fighting. You can see the passion on her face, trying to rally her teammates along for the ride. So let's see if the momentum can be continued in
better ball movement, I think, from Worcester in that quarter for sure. And actually, I think Simon Fisher probably on the balance of play, probably the happier of the two coaches with that third quarter. You know, Phoenix at one point sitting on a 20-point lead in this game.
Yeah, definitely. And now
cut down to 12, and it won't be far from their minds now that they only won that game by 9 last time out. So maybe Wolves going through the gears, really.
Maybe some doubt starting to creep into the mind of the Phoenix now, maybe potentially. So we'll just have to kind of see where this all ticks off in terms of where we go when that final buzzer sounds. Who will be the victor?
Well, Worcester definitely finding some momentum now in that third, and there was sudden pick up in the pace. So Jade Lachlan on the inbounds now to get us back underway in the fourth and final act in what could be a dramatic finish. So Hayley English in the game, and Hope is fouled, and it's going to be a foul on Karen Brown. Well, she's got the look on her face. What, me? Me? Was it? Surely not.
It was the person sitting next to me.
It's the person next to me. It was her. It's her what done it.
It wasn't me.
So Jade Lachlan now. Charlotte Lachlan with that mid-range 2 attempt. She loves that shot. This time it didn't go. We're saying Phoenix were out to a 20-point lead in this game. It's been cut down to 12. Worcester got to bring something to their defence here. Great work from Lachlan. 8 on the shot clock. They go across to Thornton White. Levy just put off balance. Great defence there from Worcester, as we said. Got to wind up that defensive energy now.
Absolutely, and you've got to turn that momentum now into getting more stops going forward without getting those fouls. And as Hope goes into the paint there,
draws the foul again. It's that experience. She loves that move, you know, that
kind of whip around,
just that weave in left into the centre of the lane. Really, it really puts the defence off balance.
Absolutely. I mean, she's been working at this for so many years. She's got the mind for it.
Well, as I say, she's definitely got the T-shirt. GB player, of course, and she has competed absolutely at the very highest level, and you see it with moves like that. She can't connect with the first of those two, but it's 12 points. And objective number 1 is going to be to get into single digits here. So Hope has a chance to cut this down to 11 with this free throws. All string with the second. 11 points, goodness me, 9:02 to play.
Number 11 cuts it down to 11 points.
Absolutely. And here comes Levy once again. Inside to Thornton White. Overcooks it. Is she fouled?
Potential foul there.
Yeah. Is that on English, I think?
No.
So Jade Loughlin, third foul of the game for her.
Yeah, and she's one of the most crucial scorers for the Wolves.
That is going to have Simon Fisher reaching for the paracetamol, I think.
Yeah, potentially.
But
Great defensive stop.
Yeah, make a bit of a mess of it, and Worcester have it. So Wolves have their stop. Phoenix pressing now.
They have an opportunity for single digits now on this offensive play.
Yeah, Phoenix deciding to play that press. Wolves really moving the ball well. Jade Loughlin now. Can she find herself in a bit of space? Just can't keep it in bounds, and the frustration of losing that ball for Jade Loughlin.
I think that she knows she can do better, and she just lost control of that on the transition there.
It was a great look.
Fantastic pass and move play from the Wolves there. Just wasn't able to keep the ball in.
11 points, so once again now Wolves looking for the stop. Levy puts it inside. Thornton White has it over the top. This time she finds the 2 points. So
and a fantastic control there to keep the ball over her head and keep it in the one hand.
So Loughlin feeds it inside to Hope. Hope is fouled once again. And that's 3 for the Phoenix in this quarter.
Yeah, with 8 to go, I mean, it's a long time, as we mentioned with the Wolves going into their bonus 5 minutes from the end of time. That kind of didn't affect them too much, but being so close into team fouls is quite tough. Hope over the turnover then. Levy picks up the ball. Brown causing the turnover. Trying to get open. Phoenix in control of this offensive possession here. Levy pushing it down, trying to find that open shot or player. Inside. Wheeler out to the wing. Shot. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound by Loughlin. Now it's time for the fast break. Fast break by Loughlin. Can she get this score to take it down to 10 points in this game? Fouled and one. Jade Loughlin with the score and the foul. She will go to the line to make it a single-digit deficit. Timeout called by the Phoenix.
So, 7:05 to play, 10-point game, and unsurprisingly, we've got a timeout.
Indeed, yes. I mean, the Wolves have been piling on the pressure, and a lot of moves not able to go. I mean, we've seen shots go wayward, and they've not been able to to fall for the Phoenix. And the Wolves, as we keep saying, they've had to keep on the pressure, keep the momentum going, not only get those defensive stops, but get those baskets going and keeping that going. And I mean, as we've just seen, Loughlin going straight to the line for her foul shot now after making that basket, the and one play. But it's all in the momentum now. If they take this down to single digits, what else can the Wolves do? 4 fouls in the game for this Phoenix team. They're almost in the bonus, and it's going to be a really, really tall order
at 7:05, you know, it was what, 5.5 minutes and shrapnel for Wolves in the third quarter. But Worcester, we said, they're going up through the gears now.
Yeah.
10 points it is. There's that psychological line, isn't there, when you get into single digits, and Jade Loughlin is on the line for Worcester. So back they come. Once again, Jade Loughlin on the line. This time it doesn't go, so 10 points it remains. Conroy just finding a way to hold on to the ball there.
Yeah. Trying to keep that possession.
Absolutely. Bit of confusion with the shirts this afternoon, but I think we've squared that one now.
Yes. A little bit of confusion with not only that on the team sheet as well.
Cross court, Wheeler for two. This time it rims out. You can hear the intake of breath from the crowd here.
Yeah.
In Worcester.
There it is.
A few people made the road trip up from London as well, and
the 8-second once again.
Yeah, good work from Phoenix, just to making it hard work to get over the timeline as Levy inbounds.
Third or fourth 8-second violation of the game. I mean, it's becoming a bit of an issue. Fantastic spin move there.
Wheeler doesn't go. That'll be a Phoenix ball. So now Worcester going to rely on some defence. So Conroy with a shot clock violation, and it was a good shot actually.
Yeah.
It's a great shot, but there it is. It happens. 6:19 to play in the fourth quarter, and we are set up for one heck of a 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If Phoenix find their way into the bonus, Worcester have got a golden opportunity to get themselves right back in. High off the glass, and one. Basket good. She enjoyed that. Jade Loughlin, she's going to go to the line to add the bonus.
Fantastic play to get inside there. The crowd picking up the atmosphere here.
8-point ball game.
8 points indeed. The first, or one of the first times since maybe the first quarter there's been a single-digit lead for the Phoenix. And the tides are changing.
Yep, well,
the shift in momentum.
Jade Loughlin is on the line, and all the setup is happening at the other end. Amy Conroy just snatches that off the window. So Phoenix build up their offense once again. Branthwaite can't connect, and you see that was great there from Sarah Hope. She didn't grab that ball. She knew she was slightly off balance, just got it to Loughlin. She called for the offensive foul. But that's 4 fouls now for Jade Loughlin. Simon Fish, I think, is just going to reshuffle the pack slightly. It looks like he's going to bring Fran Ray in. Conroy inside, out of bounds. That's going to be a Wolves ball. Goodness me.
Yeah. I mean, trying to get that inside to Wheeler then, who's been maybe a bit quieter in this half so far. She had a fantastic opening quarter, 10 points in that first quarter, but only managing 4 since then. Not been in the game as much as maybe she would have liked to.
So it's a long cross court to Fraser. Ray. Fraser, she got a good look here. Fraser doesn't go. So 8 points it is, 5:16 to play. Phoenix in the bonus now, of course. What is that going to do to their defensive energy? Conroy just grabs hold of it. And with that, 14 personal. So joint top scorer with Wheeler. Sarah Hope says, not in here, you don't. Finds it over the timeline. Fraser now. Fraser at the elbow. Ray. Fraser just can't hang on to it. And out of bounds. So
and maybe it's time for the Wolves to start, pressing the Phoenix a bit up the court. I mean, they're allowing them time and space, as we see that shot there, to bring the ball up the court.
Branthwaite can't connect. Levy's there just to tidy up the long rebound. They got a Conroy. Conroy cross court to Wheeler. No good. And all of a sudden, nothing dropping for Phoenix. Worcester in transition now. English, offensive foul is called once again. So English, first foul of the game. And Simon Fisher, I think, just wants to take the air out of this a little bit.
Yeah, the Phoenix are building a lot of momentum there. A lot of offensive fouls committed in this quarter, so and in the second half even. The inability to try and stop trying to fast break, and the Phoenix have been really good to hold the breaks of the Wolves when trying to do that and getting that contact and trying to basically cut the, as you said, cut as Coach Fisher's trying to take the air out of the situation. It's something that the Phoenix have done really well the entire game, trying to hold the momentum and definitely taking advantage of what the Wolves haven't done so quite well and trying to build upon that.
Well, they let a couple of points leak out there, and I think probably that's why Coach Fisher said, okay, let's just quickly regroup, because we've had the measure of them there. And equally, Phoenix going through something of a scoring drought.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they've really struggled to put the basket in at this point, trying to focus on keeping the Wolves at bay and keeping that momentum down. I mean, it's something that they have definitely struggled to do. 4 points in this quarter so far, and that Wolves have outscored them in the second half, I think.
It's an unanswered run of 6 at the start of this fourth quarter, so really Wolves couldn't ask for a better start to this fourth quarter. They've got a bit of a hill to go up, but we'll see where we go with it. But it's going to be Emily Branthwaite to inbound for East London Phoenix. Branthwaite. Wheeler now. Good move. Find Branthwaite. They lose the ball though. Just losing the handle on the ball.
The shot clock violation now, and it's time for the Wolves to pile on the pressure, but the Phoenix looking like they're going to pile on pressure with this press.
Alice McAfee just couldn't hang on to it. Sarah Hope gets it over the timeline into the front court. That was a good pass and great position from Lachlan. Can she finish? She finds those 2 points. 8-point ball game. 3:37 to play. Worcester have got to defend for their lives here.
Sixth field goal for Lachlan in this game. 12 points.
Levy, she's left in a bit of space. Hands it off. 12 on the shot clock. Oh, it was a great finish.
Back to her shooting ways in this one after a very impressive opening quarter. Back to close out.
Lachlan into Hope. Hope gets a great look at the basket. It wipes its feet on the way in. Goodness me, 8 points. But Worcester have got to get some stops here.
8-point ball game, just under 3 minutes to go.
You need 4 unanswered buckets to tie this up.
Easier said than done.
Well, indeed. Well, we've seen it done before. Foul is called. And,
offensive foul.
Yep, offensive foul. So it's turned over. Jade Lachlan.
What is, very interesting to know that Lachlan does have 4 fouls right now.
2:48 to play. So Worcester are going to want to build this offense quickly. And there's Hope zipping up the court. Again, great use of space. Cross court to Lachlan. Almost lost the ball. She held on to it at the elbow. Great pass to Bell. Threads the needle. She shoots over the top. Doesn't go. It's out of bounds. It's going to be a Wolves ball. So Karen Brown just batting that ball out of bounds. 2:24. Amber Lachlan puts up the 2. No good. Levy is there for the rebound. They go down to Conroy. Doesn't go off the window. Worcester have the ball once again. Conroy just about keeping herself upright. But it's Amber Lachlan now. Dumps it off to Jade Lachlan. Jade Lachlan just spinning to try and find some space. Oh, it's a great pass to Yeren. Back to Lachlan. She's got a good look at the bucket. Can't finish though this time. 151, 8 points the difference. 1 minute 43 to play now. Wheeler. And jump ball. As the ball is wedged in. So it'll be. And there we go. So
props to the referee there. Sublime accuracy.
Referee to the rescue. Hire that man quickly. Sign him immediately.
Sign him up.
So now Conroy at the perimeter. Just dumps it inside to Brown. Levy. 3 seconds. Good defense from Wolves.
Wolves to inbound.
Hope. Goes to Lachlan. Oh, Karen Brown just picks it off. Worcester now.
Very good pressure there to cause the turnover.
Worcester going to need something really special here. Just overshot the pass, but McAfee has it. They go into Conroy. And that feels like game right there at 10.
The dagger almost. I mean, that's why. What a performance that Conroy's had. 14 points, 15 rebounds. She's edging on a triple-double. She's 2 assists away. That's why she's been averaging a double-double this season. 25 points, 10 rebounds this season. Fantastic play from her. I mean, this is what she's been brought in to do, and what a phenomenal game for her. And not only her, but also Bethany Wheeler. 16 points, 7 rebounds, and that's why she's also averaging 15 points and 8 rebounds on the season. So, I mean, look at this team. There's strengths and strengths and strengths combined with each other. Their teamwork has been phenomenal, moving the ball around. I mean, how do you mount an offense right now and score 10 points straight with no reply in a minute and 4?
Well, it'll take something pretty special, but with Phoenix in the bonus and Wolves with 2 fouls to give to get into the foul game, there's always that question. But Simon Fisher drawing up the play on the board. Coach Hanson Morris will be urging his players just to tighten up. There's no let up in defensive energy. But Phoenix in the bonus for the last 1 minute and 4 seconds of this game as it's Jade Lachlan on the inbounds.
Interesting thing to note though, not that would really matter all that much, because the Wolves haven't been great in terms of free throw percentage. I mean, fantastic. Continuously getting her own rebound there from Hope. You mentioned her height. Rebound central.
Well, Conroy is open. Can't get it to go.
We're on a running clock now, so we definitely have the end in sight.
Yeah. So
27.4 on the clock. It's been a great. It definitely, you can see the positives in the Wolves' performance. It was potentially a slow start, but the second half, you'll have to say that the Wolves have been arguably the better side.
I think certainly on the balance of play, Coach Fisher will be pretty pleased with the way the second half has gone. But can they turn that 9 deficit into an 8 here? Well, if anyone can do it, Sarah Hope can do it. She finds those 2 points. 8-point ball game.
Fantastic display for her in this game. 12 points now and 9 rebounds.
And there it is. It's the final buzzer here in Worcester, and they did come oh so close, Worcester, this afternoon. 20 points down at one stage in this game, but it has ended here. East London Phoenix 50, Worcester Wolves 42. Reese, give us your wrap up on that one. That had pretty much everything going on, didn't it?
Absolutely, it was fast.
Feast and famine.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got absolutely everything in this game, as you mentioned. Impact. You've got a lot of defensive play and a lot of great movement in terms of what this sport offers, and definitely an insight as to what this league is going to offer going forward in the many years to come, as this league has so much potential to take off. Where you're looking in terms of East London Phoenix, their movement and their play has been phenomenal throughout the entirety of the game. Not only their offensive movement and getting inside, but their defensive movement and their positioning. It shows real tenacity on the defensive end, and I think that they've shown a lot of promise here as well. When you look at the Wolves, they had a very slow start to the game. They had a trouble getting the lid off the basket almost. They had about 14 points going into this half, and they've played absolutely phenomenal. And as we said, arguably the better team in this second half, and they will look to build on this second half and make sure that they can do that for a prolonged period, maybe 3 quarters next time. You know, start firing off in that third or in that second quarter even, and maybe they'll pick up a win.
Because it was about halfway, wasn't it, through that second quarter? There was suddenly just out of nowhere a sudden pick up in momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they had a back-to-back baskets in that second quarter to end it, and then they had that flurry in the third quarter that really got them back in it. And as we see now, the final score ends only an 8-point deficit, and that was absolutely. It's a testament to this team, to head coach Simon Fisher and everyone that played their part in this game. But I mean, props to the East London Phoenix for getting the win. But I mean, there's nothing taken away from this Wolves team. They've played a phenomenal game.
Well, things tightening up in this league now. Loughborough only beating Cardiff Met Archers by 6 on their home floor. So the deficits are falling around the league as things evolve as we go through the rest of this competition. So some great sport ahead for you to enjoy. Make sure that you check back here. You can find everything on the British Wheelchair Basketball website and across all of their social channels, and of course on the WPL British Wheelchair Basketball YouTube channel, where all the games are streamed live, and some of those will also of course be picked up on the BBC TV. So lots of coverage and lots more to come for you this season. Later on today here in Worcester, there'll be the WNBL Division 1 team in action, and NBL Division 3 Midlands men will be in action later on this evening. I think it's a 5 or a 3 and a 7 tip respectively, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sure you're going to want to check that out. But it's finished here. East London Phoenix 50, Worcester Wolves 42. Thanks very much, Reese, for your input.
Thank you for having me, Jules.
And whatever you do, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Spirited second half performance there from Wolves. What will you be taking into next week's game?